uses Stoklos and side out.
But Randy just takes so much area. You jump, you commit yourself, and then he makes a big move inside, and if you hit the ball into his hands, you're getting stuck. Got to continue to hit high and flat into the weaker part of his block, the top of his hands.
Smith, here he comes. And off Johnson. Smith moving the ball around very, very well. Smith is going to be 35 years old coming up in May. But still one of the top players, if not one of the top 3 or 4 players in the game.
Well, of all time, I think.
Oh, yes.
He has put records in the book along with his partner, Randy Stoklos, that won't be broken for a long time to come, and stays in great shape in the offseason, has a regimen of runs, sprints, jumping, moves on the beach, and just does it every day.
And down the line, perfect placement by Johnson as he makes his bid to win the Killer Luke Kill Award.
Johnson, Steffes playing.
AJ has the ball.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this team of Steffes and Johnson. Currently ranked 4th right now, seeded 4th as he comes into a tournament, when their partners, respectively, return from Europe, Ricky Ludes and Karch Kirai.
Bad set, and a good play up by Steffes. Johnson has it, and Steffes puts it away. Point.
When you're on the good side, the opposition makes a mistake with its ball handling, you have to capitalize. Adam Johnson really made this play. Look at him scrambling, really getting to the ball quickly. Enough altitude to allow Kent Steffes to really slice it off down the line.
Excellent shot by Steffes, too. He didn't put it right in the middle of the court. Put it where you couldn't get it. AJ, here he comes. And he's serving tough.
To Stoklos on the bad side.
Stokie likes that middle, too, doesn't he?
Well, I'll tell you, but a lot like Tim Hovland in the semifinal, when he served in the middle, you've got to take the cutback away, back to the line. That's where the power is going. Really working on Randy Stoklos. Johnson and Steffes about split 50-50.
Working on Johnson again. And putting it away.
That was a perfect set. Good rhythm for Adam Johnson. Pass the ball, get outside in a good hitting position, make your approach, and then the distance from the net. This ball is set maybe 3 feet off the net, away from Randy Stoklos. Perfect side-out play.
Steffes, big year last year. His only disappointing place at the USA Championships. Had a crappy tournament, finishing 7th. Chasing. Can't get there. But I tell you, if you haven't run in the sand, it's really a tribute to these players, how finely conditioned they are and the way they're able to go.
Well, don't forget that Kent Steffes was blocking about 20 yards away, turns and sprints, and almost gets to the ball.
Smith and Stoklos trailing by a couple.
When he took his eye, he had to stand right around his eye. That's all. That's fine.
There are no official timeouts. Once again, Killer Luke Kill Award. Players with the most kills gets 500 from Bausch and Lomb. Just in our final. And right now, Johnson is in control. He has 9. Coming up for 10. And getting 10. I personally think, Paul, if you play Johnson and Steffes, the quickest way to break that team out is to serve Steffes. Make him block, make him hit, make him jump serve, wear him out.
Certainly can wear him down. Adam Johnson has become such a confident player, and I think he's got better ball control. It's no secret that Kent has been struggling a little bit. The players talk to each other. Hey, Steffes isn't passing so well.
Ace! AJ dialing it up. He's got the wind in his face, so he can crank that thing, Paul.
We talked about taking advantage from the good side. Adam Johnson, since he's hitting into the wind, the court of Smith and Stoklos is literally 5 feet longer. You're so confident you can just blast into the wind.
We have dipped under the 4-minute mark in this game. 8-5. Steffes Johnson have rebounded.
That's tight set.
Chance for a point. Steffes got it. 9-5.
That's just a great shot. Kent Steffes learning so much. He's always had the talent, but took a look at Smith, saw that he was dug in near the net, and loopied right over the top of him. A bad set. Randy Stoklos unable to hit it, and Adam Johnson just get the opportunity to score. Don't try to make the perfect play.
Another shot by Steffes for a point in the back half of the court. Now you're allowed to do that once. This time, as we've told you many times before, if Johnson throws it in the ocean, he has to go get it and try to whack it. You only get 1 attempt at the jumper.
Tough serve.
Oh, another ace!
I told you they should legalize gambling in Hawaii. It's going to come down to aces from the good side.
The underdogs barking up a storm. 10-5 as we take the turn. Steffes Johnson on a roll. give you those standings a little later, time permitting, on how everybody finished. Some surprises and some nice surprises. Some young guys.
John Edo again having an excellent tournament in Hawaii, this time playing with Bill Bullion. They finished 5th. John Stevenson and Mike Whitmarsh 5th as well.
So here we are. Johnson and Steffes up by 5. Could be 6. It is. It is. Almost said it. I knew it, though. 11.
It's okay to be quick if you're right.
11-5.
And most of the damage being done by that man, AJ, with his jump serve. We could be looking at a double final. But keep in mind, Smith and Stokos so tough. Although, one thing against the double final, perhaps, or a comeback by Smith and Stokos is the clock.
We're down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds exactly. Smith and Stokos trail by 6. But it was a similar situation to this as you continue to see the scenario. Good side, bad side.
Well, Stokos and Smith have to make their stand right now on the good side.
They need 5 on the good side right now to take control of this match, and they need them in a hurry.
Still very surprised that Smith and Stokos are serving Adam Johnson.
Well, he's been playing all winter long down at Capo Beach, south of Newport, Karch Kirai's training ground, along with several other top pros, and he's just playing every day. A much smoother player right now.
It's very interesting strategies. Smith and Stokos serving Johnson, they're losing. Steffes and Johnson serving Stokos exclusively almost, and they're winning.
St. John Smith going
They
back
blocked
to
the
serve.
ball. St. John Smith not setting the ball particularly well right now. Randy Stokos getting the vast majority, and Adam Johnson taking out a bit of a differential there. Smith and Stokos going back to Kent Steffes.
Try Steffes here.
No.
And Steffes whacks it out of bounds.
No touch. Point.
Okay, that's the last thing you want to do when you have a lead with the clock. I mean, certainly giving up a point hurts you, but you don't want to give one up that quickly.
3 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the game. Smith and Stokos trying to come back.
There's another one.
If you're a sand flea, look out.
You're a dead sand flea after this. Look at that. That one bounced up into about the 20th row.
And a good timeout for Steffes and Johnson. As
They needed it.
Give up 2 quick points. And Randy Stokos, boy, that's about as straight down. I saw him hit a ball last year. It was the greatest hit I've ever seen. He hit a ball, well, second best hit I've ever seen. He hit a ball straight down, and it bounced back over the net. Straight down, back over the net, and into one of the banners.
That's what you call an angle.
Yes, but it was not on television, so we never really documented it. Finals of the winners bracket.
I trust you.
I'll tell you about the best hit I ever saw in a minute. You can see the money going up. 74, 134, 162. Smith and Stokos, big jump. And then last year, Randy Stokos, the king of the bank. Smith to serve. Trailing by 4. Keep in mind, Steffes and Johnson now on the bad side. Johnson thunders it through.
That's a good timeout and a very important side out coming back.
Adam will go back to serve.
Still over 3 minutes left on the clock and plenty of time for Smith and Stokos.
11 looking at 7.
Johnson to put the ball in play. His team ahead by 4. And trying to run some clock.
It's too early to run clock. You just got to worry about scoring.
One thing you have to be very careful of is not to lose your aggressive mentality.
Well, I think when they got the big lead 11-5, I think they let down, lost a little bit of their edge, and figured that the opposition, Smith and Stokos, have figured, look, this one's over. We're going to cruise this out and go into the double final. But you just can't do that against Smith and Stokos.
Biggest lead was 6. Stokos can't convert, so Steffes will have the ball.
What Adam Johnson and Kent Steffes need here, obviously, is a point for more than one reason. They need to get to 12, get the differential back up to 5 points, but that would give them a lot more confidence from the bad side.
Steffes, guide shot, it's out down the line. Good idea.
Side out, Smith and
Just missing wide. So Steffes and Johnson trying to side out on the bad side or get possession. Tough because the ball is dropping in front of you. Johnson, hard hit.
Boy, he is just fearless from the left side against Randy Stokos. This one looks like it goes right over the top, hitting completely at extension. Where does this ball go? It goes over Randy Stokos deep to the sideline corner.
11-7. Johnson leading this match so far. And Johnson missed an easy one that time. Boy, he was right there.
Yeah, that's a dig you have to make. I don't know if he got caught leaning into the angle a little bit more for the cut shot, but that's a play he's got to make and will make 8 times out of 10.
4-point lead for Johnson and Steffes. Johnson and Steffes win this game. We go to a double final. Oh, Stoklos.
Okay, Randy Stoklos has had about 4 balls that he has been all over, and he's just blocked out of bounds.
Early, Stoklos was stuffing him down, but now perhaps serving him a lot, taking a little out of him, maybe?
I don't think Randy's tired. They've played the minimum number of games, and with the time clock, the games are shorter and shorter.
Ooh. Johnson gobbling it up to go to 12. A.J. on the right. Yes.
Boy, a terrible shot by St. John Smith, and he knows it. He was going to cut him short and loopy him long, and instead he split the difference and hit the ball right to Adam Johnson. And Adam Johnson listens to the call, and look at the chop down the line.
Right at you. Yeah, Smith and Stoklos dig in here now. They're down by 5. Stoklos looking for hammer time, and he gets it.
Negotiates the ball past the block. Good for side out.
Randy Stoklos, 32 years old. Seems like only yesterday he started on the professional beach volleyball tour. Smith is 34, of course. Steffes 23, and Adam Johnson, who had his birthday just a couple of days ago, is 27. Steffes. And out of bounds.
Back out of bounds.
A couple of unforced errors from the bad side. We go to the side change at 12-8. Steffes and Johnson giving up points quickly when they do.
At 8.
So the players take a break, and so will we. We're coming back to Fort DeRussy Beach. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the game. Johnson Steffes still in control by 4.
St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos, Garch Karai, and Kent Steffes. We take you back to Seal Beach, the dream team on one side, the kings of the beach on the other side. Was this the best point of the summer? Yes. Come on. A little California dreaming on a windless day.
Oh, beach volleyball is great. We can't wait for Garch Karai and the rest of the, as Paul Sunderland calls them, the millionaires, to come back.
Excuse me, Chris, I was distracted. What were you saying?
Yes, we're back to volleyball, Paul. 12-8. That's April showers, if you're wondering. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. We're coming to Pensacola. If you're a Floridian or you have a car, come on down there and see us if you can't. March 21st and 22nd. Check your local listings for dates and times. You thought I was kidding about that April showers, didn't you?
No.
Yeah.
No. I took that very seriously.
Okay, St. John Smith will put the ball into play. And that's a real name, too. Johnson and Steffes have now gone to the good side. And, Paul, they don't have to do too much to win this particular game.
Well, I'll tell you what they'd like to do right now is score 1 more and get to 13 and run some time off the clock, take control of their own side. They're on the good side. Johnson and Steffes have done a very good job scoring 5 on the bad side, but excellent on the good side, as they should.
Aces have been a big key. Johnson has 2 and a couple of service winners. The dig, Steffes. He's got it. Ooh, great play by Smith.
I thought it was a double.
Could be a point. It is.
Ball goes down.
Well, a couple of controversial plays right there. Off the top of the tape, St. John Smith might have double contacted off his forearms onto his chest. That might have been a violation. Here's the great hustle by Kent Steffes. You can't tell there. His body's blocking the play. Steffes with a nice play, and then Adam Johnson finishes it, kind of just pushing the ball down over the top of the tape. A little fatigue there.
13-8. 2 more points for Johnson and Steffes, and we go double final. Smith cutting, still in play. AJ, see ya.
Boy, they are running points in a hurry. Fast break volleyball up 14-8, and there's still 1:57 left on the clock.
If they win game point here, we'll play a second.
Look for the timeout by Smith and Stoklos to interrupt the momentum. 1:57. It doesn't appear the clock will come into play.
Timeout called by
And
Smith
the timeout is indeed taken by Smith and Stoklos.
1:57
We're coming back.
on the rally clock.
Can Steffes and Johnson finish off the Kings in the first final? We'll find out. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Yes, a strange brew is brewing. Upset City, Johnson and Steffes up by 6 over Smith and Stoklos in our first final.
Since the first side change at 3-2, when Adam Johnson and Kent Steffes went from the good side to the bad side, they have outscored Smith and Stoklos 12-5.
Smith and Stoklos going to... Bobby Clark going to give a yellow card to Smith and Stoklos. Stoklos said he didn't hear the whistle.
Well, it's going to be a hot summer. We're in the first tournament, and they're fighting for it. There are the signals.
Hey, let's listen. Smith and Stoklos do this sometimes to distract the referee.
Why don't you just do it? You wouldn't even do. You're playing a mind game with my partner. That's not right for a referee.
That's an interesting comment. Bobby Clark.
He's going to a red card. This could be it. No, a yellow card to Smith. They each have 1 yellow. If they get a red, this game's over. Another timeout. Now they're going to go over and scream at Clark. Here we go. Just to set it up for you, Stoklos said he didn't hear the whistle to come back out onto the court. That could have been possible.
I'm sure it was, but then it escalated from there.
Although Randy has great hearing, as we've documented over the years.
Well, you know what this is all coming from is they're mad at the way they're playing.
Right.
And, you know, it just spills over into the timeouts and everything else. They've been on the downside of a great performance by Steffes and Johnson. They're very frustrated.
Smith and Stoklos have done this a million times. They do it to distract the other team and to get themselves psyched up. We've seen it millions. And you know what?
More times than not, it works.
It does work.
Because we're looking forward to a double final.
If you look at Steffes and Johnson, they're going, what the heck is going on? When do we serve? Why aren't we playing?
And they don't want to escalate it and get involved with Bobby Clark because they just want to get the ball in play. We'll go into double final.
And another timeout. Johnson and Steffes are really angry right now. They're on the verge and they're going, we should have it.
The fans are turning on Smith and Stoklos a little bit here. You get 4 timeouts for every game to 15 or 8 minutes because of the rally clock. And I think that's too many. It's a total of 8 stoppages of play, 4 timeouts per team. And I just think that's way too many for a game that's under the 8-minute rally clock. Just slows things down way too much for the fans. And now Johnson and Steffes have to do whatever they can to maintain their momentum.
They've taken 3 straight timeouts.
Sort of goods. Commemorating your
Did they take one earlier, Paul?
Yeah. Well, see, all they're trying to do right now is destroy the momentum of Steffes and Johnson for the subsequent double final. They know this game is over.
And that's because the rally clock is moving. 1:57 and 4/10 to go. Steffes and Johnson in a commanding position. This is game point number 1. Here we go. Looking for the ace. Smith cuts and gets it.
Smith and Stoklos.
And Stoklos trying to get the crowd into it on their side. So Big Randy will pump it from the offside.
The win much more consistent now. Really going to be a final in our double final to 7 points.
Smith and Stoklos have to catch up in a hurry. Oh, double contact.
Side out. Steffes and Johnson.
And Stoklos says, okay. So Bobby Clark Hey, it's the first tournament of the year, and you get a little action.
A little joust at the net right here. And the call was that Randy Stoklos hit it twice in a row. The ball never touched the block of Kent Steffes. It looked to me like it did.
Steffes with the second game point. Smith punches it through. Now all of a sudden, Steffes and Johnson serving St. John Smith.
A mistake. I think you need to serve Randy Stoklos when Smith and Stoklos are on the bad side. St. John, I'll tell you, can pass the ball in the morning before he has his first cup of coffee. Just wakes up, puts his arms out, and it's right on the dime.
Smith looking like he might be going to the sky ball. No, he's just clearing the path for the jump serve. Let's see.
Yeah, no sense in using the sky ball here, really.
Had to kill himself. You don't want to run down clock now. Looking for quick points are Smith and Stoklos. 14-8 is our score. And AJ, who has played brilliantly in this, our first final of the year.
Looking towards the double final, Adam Johnson has received 16 serves. He may be a little bit fatigued. Kent Steffes only 9. He'll have to come up big blocking. Adam Johnson with 19 kills.
So he's our man, at least right now, for the Killer Luke Kill Award. Johnson has it. Steffes! And it's out of play. And Steffes may have hurt himself. He's holding his left hand very gently. Steffes may have hurt himself.
There are support cables, of course, on the sideline. These are temporary courts that the AVP crew puts up out on the beach. Oh, when he hit the ball with his right hand, and then as his hand was open, it caught one of the guide wires or support wires.
6-point lead for Johnson and Steffes. Good shot. Beautiful shot by Johnson.
I'll tell you, the weather has really cooperated. We've had cloud cover for the better part of this entire final. The temperature can't be much above 75. Very, very mild.
Johnson in a killer position just outside the gorgeous Hilton Hawaiian Village. Fans are packed in. 4th game point for Steffes and Johnson. Stokey going to get a chance. And Stokey's hot. Boy, Stoklos gets great velocity on his spikes.
Well, this is one of the big impacts of the clock. Smith and Stoklos, when they're on their game, can side out for an hour and a half. No big deal, won't make mistakes. But with the clock winding down, they will just quite simply run out of time.
Minute 16, 11-6 in finals last year, but hey, it's a new year. They're going to try Steffes. And cutting inside, Steffes.
Steffes good for side out. Adam Johnson going back to serve.
5th game point coming up, and Johnson, who already has a couple of aces, will try to end it. Minute 11 to play. Johnson. Here we go. He serves it up.
Stoklos is passing the ball better.
And that will do it.
Maybe passing the ball, but you've got to hit the ball in the court. And we go to OT.
Our first final. Won by Steffes Johnson when we come back. Our first double final of the summer. Next. Once again, it was the Fab Four. John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Oh, come on, you know who we mean. Let's go back to Seal Beach, the second best point of the summer. Stoklos, the sand and seal. Smelled like victory. We are back, and we are getting ready for a double final. St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos have won 5 in a row here in Hawaii, but their streak in jeopardy now. Adam Johnson and Kent Steffes playing 1 game to 7. Let's explain it for you. Paul Sunderland.
Quickly to 7 points. Most importantly, you only have to win by 1. Side change every 2 points to accommodate for the wind and sun. We will also use a 4-minute clock. If we're tied at the end of 4 minutes, it will be sudden death.
Smith and Stoklos, they'll start on the good side, so apparently they won the coin toss. I say apparently because you never know.
You have the choice of side or serve.
But I would say that Smith and Stoklos, let's see here. If Johnson and, yes, that's how it goes, because Johnson will serve. The good side was very good to Johnson and Steffes, and this will be the same here. Get your points on the good side, don't give up many on the bad side. Johnson, who was the MVP of game 1.
Here we go.
With his jump serve, his hitting, and 4 minutes on the clock. Glad you're with us. Double final. Smith. And Smith, after the 5-minute intermission, looking frisky. Keep in mind the Killer Loop Kill Award does include the double final. We'll update you right now.
First kill for Smith. Right now he has 12. Stoklos also 12 overall. Adam Johnson, big lead with 20. His partner Kent Steffes with 9.
Johnson may have it wrapped up, at least the Killer Loop Kill Award.
Come on, Cindy, come on.
But Steffes and Johnson, who won 2 international satellite tournaments, looking for their first win on the domestic pro tour, the AVP tour.
As well as Steffes and Johnson played in that first game to 15, I think Smith and Stoklos are big favorites. Experience, they've played so many games and tournaments together. You have to favor them, and also they've played less games and will not be tired.
All out of play.
A lot depends on the first couple of plays here. If Steffes and Johnson can hang on and go over 1-1, Smith and Stoklos trying to get a 2-zip lead. Stoklos to put the ball in play.
Line.
And off Smith. Boy, there was heat on that baby.
Boy, that is a big rip. Who's going to get on the scoreboard first? A big key. Adam Johnson back to serve once again. Can Kent Steffes block a ball for him? High pass, not a great set, but look at the work Adam Johnson must have done in the offseason. 7 feet off the net, cranking hard cross court.
7th in Honolulu last year with Leif Hansen. Oh, where a year has gone.
Line.
Inside, Smith might have gone through Kent Steffes' hands the way he reacted.
Either that or Kent Steffes is blocking much too wide, allowing St. John Smith the entire meat of the court, the middle, to hit into for easy side outs.
Smith, he's got a very good short jump serve. Let's see if he curls one in here. No, they're working on Steffes. Kent. And Kent cranks it hard.
Key for Kent Steffes, when he hits hard cross court, he's got to keep his arm high. Sometimes he tends to lower his shoulder, chop the ball inside, and a big blocker like Randy Stoklos reach over and snuff that thing out.
Kent working on his equipment. No score. Double final. In the first final, Steffes and Johnson prevailed over Smith and Stoklos.
Come on.
In the middle, watch the cutback. There it is. Cutting back across his body to the line on the middle set. You got to take that shot away.
Stoklos racking up his kills. Randy, who originally came from Pacific Palisades, California, went to UCLA and on to the Pro Tour. And he's hit some rockets for jumpers. Steffes against Stoklos. Smith has it. To go up 1. Yes!
That's a very big play, and St. John Smith knows it. Did not get a particularly early break, but even at 34 years of age, look at the kick and extension, and then up off the sand in a hurry. How many times has he done that in his career?
If you cut in the middle of the court, it better be a great one because you don't have all that sideline to work with. 1-0 Smith Stoklos. Down the line. Pretty good take there. Johnson called cut. And Steffes with Stoklos deking underneath.
I think Adam Johnson, Kent Steffes feeling the pressure here. They need to get on the scoreboard right now.
Well, a point would necessitate a side change. Switching sides in multiples of 2. And they're working on St. John. Smith. Oh, right to Johnson. Right to him. Missed it. Smith putting heat on that, but
from Adam Johnson's years indoors, I think he digs the ball better traditionally underhand than he does overhand. As he spends more time out on the beach, he'll get better at that.
Tough to adjust to that when you first come out. You're not allowed to dig overhand indoors. Steffes. Ooh, and St. John almost had that one up.
You see when the game's on the line, how many more balls St. John Smith gets his hands on. He just seems to take the game up a notch, and he's there. First on the cut shot, and here he's in a perfect position, but Stoklos actually deflects the ball away from him.
Steffes serving. 1-0 is the score. We're playing to 7 on a 4-minute clock. We're just under 3 minutes. As Steffes will put the ball in play.
Cut.
Johnson has it to tie it up. Big play here. Johnson. Not yet. Steffes against Stokey. Not yet. Stoklos. Got it! Oh, is that big?
When you have your chance against the Kings of the Beach, you got to capitalize. Adam Johnson had a swing. He gets stuffed. Kent Steffes has all the time in the world. You got to just communicate. Call the cut shot, and Randy Stoklos finally puts the ball away.
1-0. Great play by Stoklos. Get a hand on it. And Stoklos converts. So the Kings of the Beach, when you back them up, they sit on that throne and dig in.
Like a grizzly bear, you know, you don't want to back him into the back of his cave. It's winter time. They're still hibernating, and Smith and Stoklos come flying out in the double final.
2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. That's lots of time on beach volleyball. But now Steffes and Johnson go to the good side. Let's see if they can make some hay.
Side out, Johnson and Steffes. Adam Johnson back to serve.
Johnson will take off on the right side with his jump serve. He's got down the line, and he's got a deep middle serve.
And the wind not blowing quite as hard just now as Johnson and Steffes go to the good side.
Great serve. Steffes, look out! And Steffes puts it away. So Adam Johnson cranking it up at the right time.
Wind or not, Adam Johnson takes the big risk, rips the ball down the line at Randy Stoklos. You remember the ball hit straight down earlier? Kent Steffes had the same opportunity, just goes for the tap down, and Stokey had a chance to chase that
Almost.
ball.
Had that been Smith
That would have been a
there, he might have
backbreaker.
got that,
Yeah,
baby.
St. John Smith would have broken early and gotten that ball. Would have been a backbreaker.
Smith and Stoklos ahead by 1.
Timeout.
And first timeout taking a 30-second break for Smith Stoklos, as Johnson will have the serve when we come back. Double final. More coverage after this. Back on the 1992 AVP Pro Tour. This is the Miller Lite Honolulu Open. While we have a moment, I want to thank our friends at the Hilton Hawaiian Village there. Hospitality this whole week has been spectacular. Thank you very much. A minute 40 left to play. Johnson and Steffes have scored 2 in a row. Smith and Stoklos, we're tied. I'm Chris Marlowe. My partner is Paul Sunderland. Good volleyball. Our first outing on Prime Network. Caught it over a little here. It's got a little chilly.
And I think that's really helped the players. The weather's been spectacular in Southern California, where all of these players live and train in the low 80s. That really helped them prepare for the tropics coming to Honolulu, but it's been very, very cool today particularly.
Steffes on the attack, and Steffes puts it through. Tied at 2, and Steffes getting a workout now.
Kent Steffes now with 23 kills overall, again chopping the ball cross court just inside Stoklos, and Steffes has received in total 21 serves. Excuse me, stand corrected, 18 kills.
Stoklos chopping it down the line. So both teams very serious right now. $75,000 in total prize money. The first place team splits $15,750. And the Killer Loop Kill Award still up for grabs. Stoklos and Johnson battling.
We're under a minute and a half.
Steffes. Great up by Stoklos. And Smith keeps it in play. Johnson got it. A point try. Great hustle by Smith Stoklos.
2 players able to cover the entire court. Not an easy chance. Look at Randy Stoklos. Blocks, deflects, falls, chases, and then Smith keeps the ball in play. And then Adam Johnson does the smart thing. Use all 3 contacts and put the ball away decisively. Don't get cute just because Smith and Stoklos are out of court.
Clock is now a big factor. You see the time, minute 15, tied at 2. We don't have to go to 7.
We won't go to 7.
No,
this is going to be decided sudden death once the clock expires.
Hold on to your hats. You want to keep your points on the bad side. So Steffes, see his errors in ratio to aces. Steffes and Johnson, a lot of pressure on them now on the bad side. Oh, trouble there. Maybe Stoklos get a point.
Maybe both Steffes and Johnson turning around, peeking at the clock, seeing that there's only a minute and 11 seconds left, and feeling the pressure.
Smith and Stoklos get a point here. I think it's over.
Yep.
Otherwise, Johnson and Steffes have a great chance to come back on to the good side.
Steffes must side out here.
Right to Smith. He pucks it over and scores! He doesn't have 129 wins for nothing.
A turning point, that's it. 4-2 lead, time running down. We're just at 1 minute and 5 seconds. Stoklos playing exceptionally well. Smith awesome on defense at the end.
Smith using the old Jack Kearns prayer shot invented down at Sereno Beach. And now Smith and Stoklos ahead by a couple. 1 minute 5 to go.
And that's tight.
Stoklos his head.
Hard ball to pass.
It's in orbit. Johnson. Stokey again. What a play. Stokey off his head about 70 feet into the air.
And a very tough chance for Adam Johnson to pass. The ball spinning like a top, and he just controlled it perfectly. Adam Johnson needs an ace. 53 seconds left. They, as a team, have got to score this time.
Seems like the hope for Steffes and Johnson now, get 2 points and then hope something lucky happens on the good side when they go over to the bad side of me. Stoklos blocked. Oh, right over the net! And Smith and Stoklos give one away.
We knew that the younger team was feeling the pressure with time winding down, but I think the vets are feeling it as well right now on the bad side.
4-3, 45 and 5/10 seconds to go. Johnson and Smith. Let me get this straight. Johnson, who's playing with Steffes, trailing by 1.
Better accuracy than Adam Johnson plus the velocity. St. John Smith we've talked about, but AJ serving at a different level altogether. From the very beginning, I said it was going to be who had the most aces.
Nobody could get this one. It's in the coffin corner.
On the line, look at that.
Tied at 4. 4 is a while, 44 seconds to go. We're coming back for the end after this. To play. We're tied at 4. We're playing to 7 unless the clock runs out. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Johnson and Steffes, Smith and Stoklos. Johnson just whipped up an ace. They'll try Stoklos. Smith with a good call over him. And you're talking about the him at the net, of course.
St. John Smith, I think, will serve Kent Steffes. Randy Stoklos will take his cross court. It will be up to Steffes to deal with that scenario, probably chop line. They've got to get a good call, from Adam Johnson.
All points scored on the good side so far.
Go to Adam Johnson.
Oh, Johnson lights it up.
I'm really surprised by that. Adam Johnson's been passing the ball right on the dime, has not been shaky throughout any portion of this final, and Smith serves him. I think that was a mistake.
If we're tied and time runs out, we play 1 point sudden death. Next point wins. Stoklos. And it was high, but it was in the right spot as Stoklos converts, and the Killer Luke Kill Award starting to close up.
9-2 on the rally clock.
Randy Stoklos showing he has all the shots out of the middle, just bombing high and hard. Adam Johnson expecting the cutback has no chance to get to the ball.
Stoklos. Oh, he got it! Stoklos right down the middle. 5-4, the Kings by 1.
I tell you, the $1 million man wants to set that milestone with a victory in Honolulu. The curveball deep up the middle. No chance for AJ.
Smith and Stoklos by 1. Trouble. Great set. Johnson with a fabulous play.
This is a championship-saving play. Desperation, it turns out to be a perfect set.
23 seconds to go. Johnson and Steffes need a point.
Come on. And
Johnson has it. Oh, it goes over. Johnson, time running down. He needs to score. Not yet. 10 seconds. So close. Puts it away.
7.3
He is the man, and that long rally might have sealed the victory for Smith and Stoklos.
Strategy now, still time left, almost 7.5 seconds. So Smith and Stoklos want to end this rally with no time left, and they will be the winners.
St. John Smith just said sky ball. Going to try to send it up and make sure that time expires during the course of this rally. Therefore, Johnson and Steffes will have no chance
Johnson
to win.
and Steffes should have taken a timeout and discussed it, but they don't. Clock running down, 5 seconds. They got to put it away real quick here. 4 seconds, 3, 2, it's down.
That's it. That's it.
No, there's 9/10 of a second left. 9/10. So Steffes and Johnson have to score a point or it's over.
They'll have a chance to tie.
If they score it, we go to sudden death. Got to block the ball or dig the ball for the win.
Do you go for the ace, or do you just get the serve in and try to play some defense?
Stoklos puts this ball away. It's over. Still going. Johnson and Steffes have to put this ball down or it's over. Steffes. Sudden death. Coming up.
We are tied as time runs out. The next point will win, but this made it all possible. We'll still see the entire point. First, the stuff. And then St. John Smith shoots this ball very deeply into the court, makes Kent Steffes work. Steffes on his offside, not a great set. Inside, St. John is there, the pokey into the net, double contact. And Sam Lagana, the PA announcer, just called it super double overtime.
Technically, it's sudden death. Just like you would play it if you were playing someone in basketball.
Come on now.
Next point wins. So one of the keys is side or serve ball. They'll reflip. And Smith and Stoklos discussing right now, what do we take? You want to get serve or you want to get side? I think you start on the good side if you can.
I'm not sure who won the toss at this point in time, but St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos are moving to the bad side.
Let's take this out. Maybe there is not a reflip, and they just
There may
switch
well
sides.
not. They just switch sides and continue. I think you're exactly right. 30 seconds on the clock, and that's only up there to denote side changes.
Next point wins. Steffes and Johnson in a great spot. No, they did reflip because Smith and Stoklos going to serve. They did reflip.
Boy, that's interesting. That's something that'll be talked about, because otherwise Johnson and Steffes would have been serving from the good side.
Smith has the ball.
Still locked up.
Skyball philosophy was pretty good. It just didn't quite run it out. Here we go.
9 seconds.
All you
That's
need
out.
is 1 point. You got to have Johnson serve. If you're serving first, you have Johnson. Oh, I think you should have AJ serve.
You want to end it as soon as you can.
Yeah, they're going to make it. Yeah, Steffes
Absolutely.
Finally, he went to Stanford. He says, wait a second, you should serve.
Well, he went to Stanford, then he got the good idea, and then he went to UCLA, and he was a bit confused, and then the Trojans said, give me the ball.
5-5. Sudden death. Next point wins. Johnson. Ooh, he can't convert.
He was going for the ace right there. Wanted to end it.
Now Stoklos to put the ball in play. Sudden death.
Stoklos always so scary to block a ball under pressure.
Steffes. Smith with a dig. What? Steffes. Smith with a dig.
Had to play it. Too
Johnson.
close not to play it.
Smith with a dig.
He's going to hit it.
To end it. Stoklos. Yes! We'll come back, wrap it up after this. Once again, it is a final. In sudden death, Smith and Stoklos outlast Johnson and Steffes. Fans still buzzing on Fort DeRussy Beach. Smith and Stoklos, how did they do it? Let's find out from Paul.
With the champions in Honolulu, guys, this is only the first tournament of the summer. It's not supposed to be this way. Double final and then sudden death. You go to Steffes, you go back to Johnson. What was the key to winning this? Just hanging in your experience?
Oh, definitely just hanging in. You got two young players that are probably the cream of the crop. You know, I've been on the short end of the deal the past 3 tournaments that I've played last year, and I don't want to tell you how much money I've lost, but I was close to losing right there with 0.9 seconds left. I was just thinking about one thing, siding out. I missed past that ball. St. John set me well enough. I got blocked. St. John covered me. I didn't put that ball close enough. They end up scoring. But that final rally that St. John dug about 4 balls in a row, that might go down in the history books, and I hope everybody enjoys that at home.
We showed a couple of your rallies from Seal Beach last year against Karai and Steffes, but the play today was incredible. And back to the 0.9 seconds. You go back, you serve the sky ball, figure you can just walk off the court and it's finished. You just can't seem to have any luck with the clock.
No, we haven't had luck at all. The end of last year was really tough. We played so well at the beginning of the year, and the clock hurt us pretty bad towards the end of the year. But we were destined to win one of these clock matches, and thank God we did. I played terrible the first part of the final, and I owed Randy something, and I guess I did it.
Not to be lost in all of this excitement and drama is some history. Randy Stoklos has become the first pro beach volleyball player ever to go over the $1 million mark. Where does that fit in? You two individually and together have set so many milestones.
Well, that's an important mark, I guess, for anybody. I'm being the first. More importantly, you know, I love this aspect of me winning this tournament and going over the $1 million mark, but you know, team aspect is what I always talk about. And I talk about St. John Smith and myself and the things that we've done as a team, because there's going to be individuals. If I started playing yesterday, I probably would make another $5 million in the next 10 years. But the accomplishment with St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos is more important.